Hello Blender folks, welcome and welcome back. I'm Xenomes and we are continuing here. We'll be doing something a bit faster because we are nearly finishing the main setups for this advanced 3D cartoon mount rig that resembles 2D mount expressions. And yeah, so this is part 5, yes, or part 6, I don't remember. Anyways, we are progressing. As you see here, this list has been massively diminishing and we can simplify all that. So let's solve. That's what remains. Tongues, we're gonna make the tongue rig, and a small experiment here, proof of concept, that a long time I would like to check. Now I think I can do it, we'll see. And then retake muzzle, we'll see if there is time. But right before I was dealing with a little problem here, with struggling with some automation. So we're gonna try to get a control bone that can manage itself to control, to make these two bones roll like that simultaneously, as well as make this one of the mouth do that, yeah, with the same white thing. And currently so something that apparently should be currently still is already moving the mouth. So maybe, but now I've just got something. Alright. This bone is parented to nothing. So hold on, maybe there's something I can do about this. If I can get this bone to align, like, yeah, it won't work very well actually. Yeah, this will be dump track. It will, yeah, parenting is not adequate. Dump track will also not. Alright, so we could try just to align this bone, but currently it's aligned with world axis, right? Just like the idea is simplifying. This bone is tilted. Oh, I got the idea. Yeah. No, this is the original orientation of this bone. Okay, so it's some arbitrary orientation. And so let's just put some soundtrack before we. I'll not take too long in this. I don't need to succeed 100%. So I've been tweaking it in all ways and have been failing miserably because. Alright, so this is working. We just want that. In the last case scenario, we might use just how to say, a copy. Yeah, the not copy, sorry, transformation bone constraints. So here, okay, got the copy location. No, this is not. Maybe this is a special case. Okay, so if I get the copy rotation for. Ah, I got another idea. What if I get the copy rotation instead to this bone as a target? And then here, instead of those crazy things, let's just get. Let's just pick the local and local space. Alright. So good. Now if I just parent this to well, it's already parent, so okay, it's of course this is the parenting relation won't make it rotate through parenting, so in this case we'll need to something that I never have been so aware of. Okay, so this does it, but we need now to get this bone to copy, like just copy like copy rotation, right? So it will be like, yeah, but this is, let's say copy transform, let's see what's happening. Then local space, very, and yeah, replace. Then no, that's bad. This good. So that solved the problem. So you still have this axis free for, but now all these are rotating, rolling the two arcades just like this would do individually, like that, right? So this would, yeah, and so this is just a bone that will help doing this, a mechanism bone that which names, so this will be master mouth, I don't know what is all that, right? This is some mechanism arcades, and this is just some mechanism mouth position, and this is control mouth position, mechanism mouth position. Give it a mechanism color, and this is also a mechanism bone, so this is for the arcade. We could actually stack these together, maybe. Yeah, we could simplify. I just would have to, yeah, so let's add a bone here. Let's align with this. Let's see if I can just yeah, the idea is pretty simple. This bone is like this one, it's aligned the same way. It's just a question of, can I have this bone as a target of this? Can they do what they're doing? Yeah, no, this is a lot of stuff going on. This is why I made the analysis. There's first they have a copy transforms, okay, this is regular, but then okay, so we'll still try. I think it should be simple. So now it's, this bone is just like this one, but we want that instead of using this, it's a copy transform, right? So no need child of, although we can. Alright, then this we will turn off. Okay, connection is back, sorry. Alright, so they have copy transforms to this local space. Alright, so but this should be slightly different. Why they are positioned like that? Well, just for world orientation, it's not really necessary. They could have the same alignment as this, possibly. Let's keep them like that. So let's see what you can do. So local space, right? Can first duplicate that, and we just change the target here. So we want to, this is just test, right? So we can test this with this, not that will, yeah, it could be the same one, it's redundancy. We'll see anyway what it, okay, so then we enable, but local space, let's just analyze if that's correct. So copy transforms, it will copy all the transforms for, okay, but must be on, yes, this bone, it has a different alignment than this one, so it can't be just local space. So we might use the target as owner. This probably won't work. Well, it's working and seems to be working. Here, let's see if this does nothing. Okay, so this still cause issues. So this is the problems. I don't want this to cause this rotation. So we have two axes when we pose this bone. They do the same thing to that bone. Which is tilting the arcade. So this is something, it's a bit bizarre. So this is why this alignment here is not helping as bone. Okay, so let's see. Copy transforms on this bone. Alright, then if there's a way here, a simple way we'll find. So it's all the transforms, so this makes it slightly complicated. Maybe it's impossible because we cannot analyze the axis. So this bone is tilted yeah, there's a whole different set of rotations there. So this is probably, it's not world space, not, yeah, maximum we can do if there was a parenting, but there isn't. And it could be complicated to use. So for example, this is stacking transforms with that. If we do this, probably this will, yeah, stacking transforms there. See, so clear parent, cannot use local with parent, but we can well, if you use local with parent, maybe this is why it exists also. Let's see. Okay, stacking transform, let's turn this off. Maybe now if we get this to local, but local with parent, okay, it's not moving anyway. So maybe now it will respect the okay, but this movement is unrequired, and it is also, yeah, it does everything that we don't want. So no, let's get back the right, and then we are just again, this is the same situation we had before. when we are trying to, yeah, right before. So let's try to, yeah, last thing I do before I dump this, and then yeah, I'll keep 2 bones. It was working. So targets, okay, as we copy transforms, it's more about the rotation that I measure. So target local space owner, it rotates yeah, should be local space there. Or we could try okay, target. The target could use its, yeah, it's the rotating in the z-axis of the target. Oh, this will affect all the, that it will affect all this stuff after, so it will never match exactly. Actually, I'm using, sorry folks, I am using this one, not the wrong, so copy transforms of this one, right? We'd have to analyze, create more bond constraints, specific bond constraints, like instead of this, we'd have like to create, yeah, I don't need this bond, can reuse this. So the idea would be to create a copy location already. So first copy location, but that will be on local space offset. Alright, this is with owner orientation. Alright, so then the there's some displacement there, which probably caused by this tilting here. I don't remember this factor before, maybe because I was just moving in this place. Yeah, I must have said this will be another problematic, folks, so but for now let's just continue here. Let's see, so I have a copy location followed by a copy rotation, but we just want to copy the okay, this works, like we can accept they are inverted for some reason. So we can do this. Alright, so this kind of work. The only problem then is this thing that I didn't perceive this before, so okay, if we try to re-enable the old system, it was this, right? Okay, I'm not sure now, so I'm gonna save a new file here. This is what I was doing 10 minutes ago, so 9 minutes ago. So 2 bones. Yeah, same thing happened there, so it was not I just didn't visualize it. So this is happening probably because of how the shrink wrap works here. It's also about the something about a shrink wrap modifier, I think, on the lips. The idea is that the arcades should follow the lips. This bone, apparently it breaks it in. Yeah, it doesn't help unless we had this distance maybe is too much. Or could be this, or yeah, this maybe it's this aligning that. Yeah, but then the bone doesn't help in the orientation. So we couldn't still find a good ideal thing for this, but we're investigating. I'll just okay, let's keep these findings therefore. At least for most situations it is doing. Just when the mouth goes too up, then there's something that is moving the arcades too much, perhaps is this also has, okay, it has copy location and copy rotation only for the Y, and it could have and then of course this bone is now is useless, is not being used as a target because master mount, yeah, this mechanism actually, so this targets mechanism mount position, and this targets mechanism, yeah, all that the same, they all target this bone. So this one is like rendered obsolete. Copy location, we could also use the same target here just to keep it organized. It's just a remapper for local space, for spaces. So we want to align it with this. That should be alright, and then we got the contraption. Okay, we succeeded. We at least we can now, only one rotation does something, the other rotation is like doing nothing, but we can maybe, since they were spared, we might still use them for some additional feature of controlling. For example, we could try to use this rotation to maybe control this in some indirect way. Or yeah, we could probably perhaps rotate this. These are for more mechanical rotations actually. They respect an arcs of the pivot point, while if you move here, if you move these, they are free. The arcades, it's not very, we still have controls, but it's like, it's not very precise, but it's good for expressions. So we could perhaps what happened to, yeah, sorry, this soundtrack has nothing to do with, I don't even know why this is playing here. Forgot to disable that. Sorry folks, let's resume this. Yeah, play one more time the whole list. Okay, we made some progress here. Then yeah, we could, the problem is if we make this posing here, it will start offsetting, so yeah, it will be a bit annoying to create these controls, these rotations to change these bones. Maybe this, but then it's just one bone to open both. Like, it doesn't make much sense to me, but could be interesting feature, I don't know. Yeah, like open, close them out, don't know. Let's see. We could do just something like, yeah, they could use this bone actually. So they are copy transformed, so it's like, yeah. So there's a mapper bone. So okay, let's try. Maybe it's better than nothing. I need more ideas to check more mouth rigs and then make up my mind on some solution. So copy. This is not rotate. Yeah, this is rotation, folks. So local space, local space. So if we do this, opens the mouth, although it's too much influence, right? So maybe we want, then yeah, this is not, this is what I didn't like, but actually this can be useful, like in addition to, let's see, yeah, it's not very precise because the stacking, and we saw that, oh okay, so it's not so bad because actually the jaw, they stay in place, they are control stuff. So but the question, isn't it causing some wrong deforms because of the deformed bones here? They stay in place. I'm a bit concerned about that. No, they are following. Alright, so they are following these bones, so actually this could work. So we can, alright, so no, there's no wrong setting, but it's it's bizarre, but could be a good controller. Let's try again with this. Copy rotation and local space, local space. The question is probably target. Maybe we probably need that, right? Of course we want the inverse for one of them. At least the Yeah, we don't want that. So apparently, but yeah, local space probably with local orientation probably is good. So it's like more like imposing this bone, rotating these bones. Okay, so alright, I cannot keep this, I need to change this to before original. And here we want to, yeah, not set inverse to X and Y, I think. Actually, in this case it will be the Y, I think. No. Oh, now I have stacking this. This is it's not exactly what I wanted. Although it's, yeah, it's an interesting arc that we can do with the Y, but a new arc that we didn't have, but not that it will be absolutely relevant. Interesting though, but it's not what. Okay, let's turn this off and see what this does. Okay, so the X is what we want actually for the inversion. Maybe don't want the Y's. Okay, so I'm not getting any. Oh, forgot here. And then this doesn't control the sides, so it's not like I could get something, but no. So, and this is like regular Z and Z. What if you invert here? Then start getting crazy like that, right, folks? So no Z. This is useless probably, but this is interesting. So, and then this would, oh no, this not, we don't want. So we are having some. Okay, this is roll, but I don't have Y, so I think it's the Z. Let's see. Okay, this is fine. Then Z and Y. Yeah, we are having the same, all those problems here with this because of this. So what we did, we just used like something local space and with inverse on one axis for some reason. The arcades, okay, the arcades I understand, but because they need to roll to the sides. Okay, I think this should be better now. Let's see. Okay, we could have a limit rotation here to avoid this. This is causing some strange behavior there. So both Z and Y cause some strange stuff there, even though I don't have. Oh, this one still have. Okay. So first, we don't need perhaps all that. Maybe just a smaller influence. Then if I rotate on Z, okay, nothing. Rotate on Y, we don't see the bones moving. Finally, yes, and X does that, and so we can have just a limit scale here, right, folks? Limit rotation, limit X, local space, of course, and we just maybe, I don't know which is the positive X, let's see. So if I rotate along local, this is negative X, this is positive X, so we don't want positive X, so max would be like maximum 5 degrees, and minimum could be like negative 90, I don't know. And yeah, we see that the rotation, yeah, this is too much, so just to some, before it breaks something, so it could be like 45. It's already a lot. Yeah, 45, negative 45. Hello Alotsky, hello. You may already know about customizing the display of bones. Yeah, yes, the widgets, custom shapes, right? But just in case, channel CG dive. Okay, rig anything. Yes, there are. I'm still learning some how to make the better custom shapes. I have to make a collection. Maybe I have watched this tutorial. Thanks for the my connection failed. So yes, we watch. I even think that I have. Yeah, I have many stuff in this timestamp bookmarks in this very good tutorials. Where he speaks about the widgets here. You gave some timing. 27.40.
In this tutorial, by control bones, press Shift A and choose circle, and let's move this out of the way.
Yes, there's the empties, right? Empty objects that help a lot. I don't have any.
Let's add.
I need more empty objects. That most of them I don't like for the.
And I'm going to change some of this.
I never think I get a satisfying result. Okay, then
and move it to the side.
I usually set them to the center, but it doesn't really matter what I think where they are in local space.
To the rig now, go to pose mode, select the root bone, for example, go to the bone properties, and
okay, this I know.
My root bone became this circle.
Yes.
Let's give the IK controls.
Okay, the location doesn't matter. Okay, good to know. So we can have them indeed anywhere that is easier instead of stacking in the world center there.
The same circle is a custom mesh. And let's give the spall targets the sphere. And here the sphere is a little bit big, so I'm going to select both of these bones, which now look like spheres. And I'm going to hold Alt and drag this property here, and again this is the trick that allows us to manipulate multiple Blender objects at the same time. let's give this bone again the circle shape, and that's more or less all I want to do.
This seems to be an old appearance for the custom shapes. I think he's running on this tutorials from 3 years ago. Yeah, but this is the same thing. Okay. Yeah, the reason I'm not using too many yet, because you see here there's an arrow. I think this is an empty object. Yeah. So viewport display. Yes, there's an empty arrow. I've renamed this after, and it was the only thing that actually I found. Oh, this might work for me. This one here. The other bones, maybe these like empty sphere. Yeah, it could work too. Let's see. Yeah, this actually is good. Yeah, I need to. So yeah, it's very important to use custom shapes, especially bendy bones. Bendy bones display type helps a little in sort of adapting the bones, right, for visualization, but certainly it's not. So this one is like just a mechanism bone. We don't really need to do anything about it. We can, yeah, let's leave it on the top, so at least it's selectable, but we could bring it to another. Yeah, we could let it to be on the, actually we can do something else. If we get this, we can place it exactly in the middle and scale, and yeah, something like that. And then this could go to the mechanisms that we have here. The bones that are the mechanisms are here. Yeah, so I need to revise exactly how to get better custom shapes for the mouth. This is I have extreme I take too much time deciding what's best. I have, for example, I've made a few. I have a method for making custom shapes for. There's no much information that, but here, this custom shape I've drawn, I've made with Mesh. They are takes. It's a bit confusing to make it in this way. I've made them directly on the positions here. So you can model them directly along the model. It's kind of cool, but it's a bit tricky. I need to I have recorded that in the very beginning of my live stream. I think I have, when it took too long to get it right, so it's really not very intuitive. But basically get the object here and then start modeling it, perhaps with mirror modifier, then. So yes, good to remember. Thanks for the comment, very relevant. And okay, so maybe here we can just use these circular ones, right? These ones, maybe they need just to be a bit larger, so from their starting, actually we can probably rescale them from here instead of adjusting this. This is very annoying to adjust, so if we can have the bones with good size from here is already good. Or even if you can have the, that's why if you can have the custom shape already on edit mode on the real scale, they won't need this option. So they are very large apparently on. So all these revisions are useful, otherwise we can tweak here and here, whatever, but this gives extra work, right? So maybe it would be even easier to have more than one of these different size here, so you don't need to tweak those things. But then it's additional objects, so Blender, right? Many ways to do the same thing over and over. I think this is nice, but they now seem a bit too large. Yeah, let's try to... Yeah, this seems to be okay. Good to see and select. Just need a little precision. It's not like the bone you want to be picking all the time. They are more like to make some refinable adjustments. We are most supposed to pose these ones. Okay, folks, so now we've just finished this. This was not in the list of our tasks here. We are going to go to the mouth interior. We're gonna make this tongue rig, yes. I think that's... yes, the tongue rig, and we test the I key, some crazy thing that we can do it. So let's hide this and screencast. Let's pick this armature. Let's see what we need for the... so it's a tongue rig with it just requires a bendy bone spline. We can probably reuse something here. We don't have anything aligned, so we can align that. Yeah, so the bone splines for the muzzle. So for example, let's pick one in the middle, because it's this one I think is oriented... no one is oriented the way we want, I believe. All them are going up, so okay, let's pick that one. It looks more closer to the orientation we want, and it's centralized, so we shift D. This is a good technique so that we can... I don't need to recreate the spline, so just bring it here. We gonna move this bone to this last layer, so we hide everything else. So now there's probably something wrong here on this. I did this for the nose, so it's probably, it got some stuff here that is in, is out, special settings. These are correct, but we're gonna remake the... okay, this parenting is probably wrong. We probably would parent this to the directly, or to a tweak bone maybe, I don't know. Let's leave it unparented for now. Now remember to pick the medium point. We're gonna place this spline... actually this is inverted, so we're gonna do instead like that. Actually we see there's some rotations, but that's fine. We just will align this with for example, we'll add a bone just for rotate, align with global X, rotate like that. Let's check if it's roll. It's, yeah, it's fine, but we want that. Now we align this like that, this like that, and this like that. Okay, now we can snap, and okay, this will be the bone for the origin of the tongue, so can be, we don't need to place it there, but since we are gonna make the experiment with the spline, the eye key thing, so I actually want two splines. So we're gonna go a bit crazy here, and the tongue can be done with just one spline, especially perhaps I didn't start from here. So let's actually duplicate this structure. Now we snap here, but this target will be here. So we pick this, we go on here, and this one has copied because they are duplicate. They duplicate this, but they adapt. So welcome to 3D software, Bo Burnham parody from Savannah XYZ, and this is something to relax sometimes. Is it some soundtrack or is it a meme video? Let's see that. Probably some YouTube thing, right? Welcome to 3D software. It's a joke thing, right? Let's see. 2 minutes. This should. Okay, let's watch this.
Welcome to 3D software. Please enjoy your stay. There's so many things to do, so please let's not delay. We've got limitless features, most good, some weird, and lots of little quirky bugs that we've engineered. Welcome to 3D software, load up and take a chance. You can make some tracer porn or watch her do the Fortnite dance. Your topology's abysmal, it's not optimized, but throw it up on Twitter and we'll call it stylized. Welcome to 3D software, you'll never feel alone. Kit that shit from Warhammer or make the units bone. Unity, Unreal, which one do I choose? Just click on the tutorial that has the most views. Welcome to 3D software, make sure to save your file. Recreate your childhood bedroom, write some scripts that won't compile. We've got timelines and layers and UV test grids, and none of all the features that you've all requested. Welcome to 3D software, we know that it's slow, but shut up and watch a 12-part series on making bread dough. This is super boring, speed up to 1.5. Oh fuck, I missed a step, I gotta rewind. Make an indie game or sim a sweater for a frog. Make a short film starring Master Chief or photo scan your dog. Monty Esco, sculptor, deco, 3D print a small sombrero. What if shadow were stilettos? Watch my demo, student death though. Make a Ghibli shader, here's a dragon made costume. Hand painting medieval weapons, recreating the presumed. Complain about Adobe, they are just the worst. But before you do, download the Substance update first. Could I interest you in rendering all of the time? A little bit of rendering all of the time. Subscriptions are a tragedy and piracy's a crime. Compiling and rendering all of the time. Could I interest you in rendering all of the time? A little bit of rendering all of the time. Subscriptions are a tragedy and piracy's a crime. Compiling and rendering all of the time.
Yes, that's very good. They didn't mention Blender though, nor the horrors of skinning algorithms, but it gets the idea, the generic idea, even though not mentioning that. That's very good, very good. Good poetry also, the words very well selected. Could have included Blender though. And music too, well, good selection, Alotsky. So yeah, I watched here in live stream because it was 2 minutes, so no it's not a big interference, in won't take much time. So here yeah, so we're gonna make this. Okay, the parenting, apparently it was wrong here, right? And here, this is correct. Okay, so we can rename all this to like bones here. This always get the wrong thing, so we're gonna find replace like nose profile to tongue. Then we also gonna do the same for, I don't know which are the other bones, so let's leave it like that. So tongue 001, okay, that's okay, except for this one. then 2, then this should be diphthong 3 and 3. Okay, 1 2 1 2 3. Okay, except that we are making change for this to be tip instead of control, so be actually handle. I need to find a better way to name those things, but now we see the colors, they match. We just have to adapt this. All right, then wave painting, this should be seriously easy. We just have to go here. We have seam for the tongue mesh, so it's just this, and select link it by seam. Then we go on wave paint mode with the armature. Yes, exactly, we have already. Then we pick one bone here. We can just get this to shift K1, and then we can also get here to protect. Yeah, we're not gonna make shift K1 here. We need to, unless we already took off some, unless we make our selections, but instead let's do this. Yeah, we can change our selection. It's plausible, but then we have to remake it, so let's try to do it like this. Actually, for this particular case would be better to just invert, hide everything else. No, not K, just hide, then go back on wave paint mode and start the stuff here. I've seen in the Universal Sonic Mount rig that all this could be read just like this. No need anything else for the tongue. It was just one bone though, and it was a separated object. Now I have 2 bones, so maybe we could consider some blurring. Okay, what is this 1 hour already? Yes, exactly. Let's pick another hour to continue. Here we have this experiment to do with the tongue rig, and if it fails, of course, we go back to, or even if we succeed with that, we can maintain a single bone, because we don't really need 2 bones for the, we'll see how it deforms. What I've learned is that apparently a single bone for the tongue can already, for cartoon, depending on the tongue of the character of course, but in principle it is good enough. Okay, what I'm doing is the waves, they need to be I need to subtract actually. I'm gonna subtract all the waves here, and now get more stuff here. Once we conclude the tongue experiment, we don't need to, if it works, if we get a, I mean if we get a, once we conclude this, there'll be only one task left for us in this major tasks, which is the remaking the proper muzzle ghost mesh object for the shrink wrapping features. Yeah, solving the shrink wrapping features related to that and the bone constraints, but that will be it. And so this means that yes, there will be, the rest will be refinements and shape keys for some. This means that we would have basically completed this series. We could continue with just for refinements, then I'll probably jump into other things, like go for the body, right? Of course, I would like to complete the whole mouth rig. So let's see how this the tongue deforms now, folks. We have, okay, it looks like that the tongue is resisting some deforms of the bendy bone. It looks like it got shared waves. Maybe it's from the head. We're gonna find this out. Here you see how resistant the mesh is to the bendy bone. It's offset, the mesh lags behind. It doesn't mean that we don't have, yeah, it will do the deforms, but we need to double the motion, and we don't want that. We want to literally, and here's something cool that I've seen, that the twisting, right? So we can do pretty cool deforms already with just this, but we need to solve the wave. So we go on edit mode. I'm gonna check here the tools and we look for view item, actually vertex wave. So the arcade down has got, whoa, here we go. Arcade, this is normal, the bendy bones, because we got two. Okay, we're in the middle, but as we approach here, this get one and the other don't have nothing. So this is a middle position. So it's really is the arcade. So what we can do is just pick everything here, and maybe just except for this face loop here, which is at the basis of the tongue. So at least for this we could like yeah, there's not a selector for that. So what I mean is that, yeah, we can just, yeah, actually we cannot take them off in group. So this is annoying, like doing this. It will just delete for itself. All the others will survive, so this is not good. So what we need, we just took one off, so it's not good. We need to address this from the perspective of the bone that is interfering, which is the arcade down, which is a deformed bone on the mechanism, and it is, so here's the tongue. So it is a bone that is there, so it is depth arcade up. No, this is, they are crossing, so there we go, depth arcade down. So we need to, with the selection that we had on the mesh, we go here. This is not the correct selection. Right, here we go. Okay, do you see all the waves it got? Very simple. Wave 0, shift K, and there we go. And then there are some waves there. We could invert the selection and just blur this to, this is the base of the tongue, but that's okay. The rest will be, it will blend the waves, not here, on the bases, because the rest here of the mouth interior probably has got more of these red waves here, so they continued through the tongue. So apparently here, yeah, we needed to blur that. If I can simplify this, perhaps, if I, no, what I can do is perhaps use P and like deselect this one with shift left mouse button, or currently I'm using my stylus, so it's just, there's a button for that, for left mouse button click. Also, I just don't have a center middle mouse button click there. This seems a wrong shape for the Yeah, let's reshape that on edit mode later, but with all this, let's see how much are these waves here. Shift left, Control left mouse button click. This is about, yeah, we can give just 500, so Shift K at 500, I mean 0.5, only to this, so this is good blurring. We now, yeah, this is ready for, but we want to also make some adjustments here. This seems to have been, yeah, this was got like that because of the work on the mesh topology, so it got a bit irregular here. We didn't pay attention. Here we can probably get some, yeah, we get this mesh topology better some time ago, so this is not a big deal now. It's, the mesh is not, we have some freedom to change, to readjust the positioning of these vertices without creating too much, without creating interpenetrations on the mesh, I hope. Yeah, there's something maybe there that is a bit bad, but we can get it better from here too. Yeah, maybe here too. Yeah, I remember it was a bit difficult to get this low poly mesh right. Why this is not circular? Alright, so let's test again now that we have the tongue is actually getting some basic interpenetrations with the here, so why this is occurring? Okay, let's get this slightly closer to the bottom teeth. Okay, this looks good. Pay attention with the clipping mesh. I think mesh is clipping here. No. Alright, maybe I should be checking only this mesh, right? Let's see. This bone is on the way, this mesh is on the way. Yeah, attention here. It was a serpent. She was becoming a Medusa or a serpent character with this kind of tongue here. Global, yes, but individual origins. Here, yeah, this part here we need to, probably some accident at some point I didn't see. So here, no, we do the inverse, smooth, get this more to the back, I think, this more, slightly more to the front, then this we probably should, yeah, the subdivisions here are maybe not very nice. With the mesh subdivide, it's might be looking okay, but here the middle of the tongue we can do something. Here too we can perhaps approximate this thing here. Never modeled a tongue, so before, never rigged a tongue also. Let's see how does it look, how it will work here. So now it looks that it goes too much up in this part, not that it's really relevant. Let's see here, let's get it more here. Can select this and smooth out. Maybe let's make some rotation here. Trying to get this as regular as possible. Alright, alright, let's see now the armature. Now, yeah, these bones are terribly positioned. Here we need, of course, we don't need the mechanism, so it's just this. We can change this to period 6, no, period 8, I think, yeah. Hard to memorize that one. Don't use so often. Alright, we're about to test this thing, folks. So now, yeah, then the reset here and here. Always the basis, the sequence of bendable splines is going to this direction. So start from the basis, and then the root, and then the later the rise might, yeah, I think it, don't know, just might be a good idea. So here, interesting tongue deforms and it stretches and it actually probably stretches a lot. Let's assess the limits. So if she opens the mouth and of course the arcades, and let's see how she pulls the tongue out. The tongue seems to have lost, oh no, it's just because we need this this actually sounds like a bit thin tongue actually, but okay, it deforms well. It probably can be animated. They'll be like scaling it, I don't know. Let's see how it looks in some. Yeah, the color of the tongue is certainly wrong here. Need another material which I don't have. It seems to be splitting. Yeah, it seems to be splitting, so we can fix this easily by getting the clipping stuff to the mirror. Get it right. First inside, then outside, making sure they clip and don't get crazy. Now probably this got correct. Then we can do probably this kind of, yeah, look at that. So spline skinning, really nice. 2 bendy bone splines, maybe it's not necessary, maybe 1 is enough, but actually look at all we can do with that is actually cool. So we can, and yes, we could technically scale it. Looks like a dog, a dog stone. Of course, she's not supposed to have this this expression, but we can do it nonetheless. And it actually looks good. So tongue rig. Let's reset scale. No, only scale. Alt S here. Then we see that it's not good. And what about rolling? Yeah, looks like we have some limitations on the roll. Yeah, it's too stretched, so we don't have too much. Also, it's the mesh geometry, folks, and probably plenty of other things. Maybe we can have some geometry here. Yeah, let's try this. Let's try this too. And here, why not? Alright, and here the bendy bone splines for this, maybe they are too many. Maybe we can just keep at 12 this. Now let's check again. Of course, we want the mirror on. Now, still having some limitations apparently in the oh, here we are. So it's not fantastic, but I've seen very good rigs on this part in this behalf, but I don't have enough structure here to do this. We got it a little better, I think, but we're gonna probably want to change the scale of the. There's something also about the stretch of the bendy bone, so maybe volume variation. Maybe we should. What if you do that? We see that it stretches less. So maybe that's a good point for the maintain the volume. And now for the mechanism, folks. So let's. This is the experimental part. So if you get here, the mechanism of the tongue should be okay. Mirror out. It's very simple if we want to make with I-key chain. If it works, I mean, it's very simple, but it's not that evident. So we add this bone we don't need, so we get this place, add a bone, then we on individuals we scale this down, we turn it like that. Maybe we want to reach for this part, then we align this with perhaps this bone first. Yeah, then we try to meet here on this joint. maybe this is not exactly, yeah, we probably want perhaps some other, yeah, so let's make something like 3 subdivisions, and then this we will end there in the middle. They don't need to be exact, but then, so this is a Nike chain that I'm building, and okay, it's sort of following the splines, so it will be mechanism tong 001, mechanism tong 00, mechanism tong 002, and mechanism tong 003. And then we would have some sort of extra bone actually from here, actually not here, let's just pick the, yeah, but it's this bone, so except it, okay, from here then this will be like, so here we can align this bone with again some words, some align this bone like with this, and then make it look up. Then this will be the control tong I key, and we're not gonna use, oh, forgot something folks. This case is different. We're gonna make it different. So okay, because we won't use a so clear parent here, it cannot be parent actually. We'll align, these bones will be perfectly aligned, so the tongue actually will start here, because actually I don't know how it would work for this. Yes, it will be like this. So we want that, okay, this will become mechanism bones. We're not gonna use a this will be control. We're not gonna use the bolt target because these bones, they we want to be able to tweak the tongue in all directions, like this and this. We want so the mechanism chain to be able to go in multiple directions, so we don't want a pole target. We could use it with auto IK, right? But this is experimental, right? We could use auto IK actually, but we can also set it manually. So this is what I want to do experimentally. I never did that, so we probably don't target, we don't use the bendy bones, just the handles. So you're gonna constrain the handles to copy transforms with the tail of the respective mechanism bone, whatever. And yeah, even can use this option, but it doesn't matter, it will be the at the end anyways. So we want yeah, before original, maybe local space here I'm not sure. Okay, we need actually, this will have the I key target, but first let's continue. Something's wrong here. Maybe it's world space, folks. Yeah, maybe copy transforms. No, it cannot be. Okay, so maybe it's not that simple. Cannot just copy transforms on local space, it will go crazy on world space, right? You need something more like, Alright, so I see. So we're gonna first let's see what happens if we let's create the I key inverse kinematics first. So this happens to the chain lane of 2, no pole target. So this is what happens to the actually 3. So this is the mechanism of the tongue on I-key chain, and we can probably then there is the stretch, which is, of course, this won't work well if we don't give them some stretchiness. So we'll have probably to use these settings here, and this takes some time to develop. These are known deformed bones, by the way. We need inverse kinematics here, so what we can do is, let's see, 0.1, what this does. Okay, this stretch this bone. What about this one? 0.1, I think they both get stretched, alright, but they also get resized, but that is not really a problem. Can these stretches be on different? The problem is that this controller doesn't allow us to, so what we can do here is just start with a copy location, maybe. No, not that, it's actually this copy location and not copy rotation. So the copy location would be no, wrong one. It's this, from this to this copy location. We add the tail and add this and word space, I think. Alright. And so we have the possibility of, for the last tip at least, get a copy transforms, no, a copy rotations, but on local space, and could be replace, or could use this. I think, I'm not sure what's better. This is fine. No, actually, let's see if this stretch has any significance. For example, this stretches more than this stretches like less, and this stretches 0. Let's see. You see that they stretch differently, so that's interesting. We can have 0.01, 0.01, and this 0.15. Why not? So different. The problem is that the I-key chain don't really get to control very well the, as we stretch, it doesn't, we'd have to have it already stretched like that in the rest position to be crazy, and then they won't, because the chain doesn't, it stays, you see, we cannot, the chain stays straight, so we don't have cool possibilities from that controller here. But the bendy bone splines are following, so I've never done this rig before, so starting to learn this with bendy bone splines. I have attempted this technique, the method like this, with bendy bone splines and mechanism chains some time ago, not maybe this year, yes, this year, and I couldn't understand, but at the same time I missed some techniques like this one. So copy location, this will be like in the middle of this bone with that. So yes, in the middle of the spline, and word space, and then same here, we can totally copy location, then it's, why do I have copy transforms? No, yeah, this is old. Make sure this don't have old stuff. Okay, copy location, this is for the copy rotation is special, and so this is word space, and to the head, yes, exactly in the beginning. So what we have here, yes, they are replacing, so this is, we could have tweak bones to control this. So actually, the only good thing about this is that I know there's some other things to do, like we start to build something perhaps on the the offset will get this thing crazy for some reason. So here the idea would be to get this scale up right a lot. if this idea is correct, we need to do that. And this means that these bones will stretch totally, but then return to but they lose their stretchiness. But this is very crazy. Let's see. Let's take this off. And see now. Yeah, we are having some issues here. The tongue, if these things start larger, then they are supposed to be, we just lose okay, they don't stretch the. Yeah, so I don't know how to get this thing to rotate. Yeah, this is annoying. So how successful, we needed something that would allow these controllers to bend, right? Before, as I stretch, so it's stiff as I stretch the at maximum. There should be a way to do this. So it means, basically it just means that it's being not very useful, although we can have some inverse kinematic in this sense. But if we just give it the regular bendy bones, it's already very good, even without, we just give a control bone, a tweak bone for this, and perhaps for this, and there we go, have a I think I have another system. Yeah, there's another. Okay, there's another technique for that I've used for the spine. I have it right here on the spine of this character with bendy bone spine, but it's a bit complicated, even perhaps more complicated as this. But it's a case that it could be interesting, so at least we test this, so we can perhaps save this as like a tongue rig mech chain. So okay, we tried and it worked, but then we going to get to here, and we are going to delete it because I think I have yeah. So now these bone constraints, they are useless. This can be a tweak bone for this, so it's simple stuff. We just give it a, yeah, can even give some parenting here. Yes, we can also do this for, and also we can put it exactly in the joint, because why not? Then we get here too, and perhaps in this case we can derotate this bone, and yeah, since we are doing this, let's also add a tweak there. We can get these bones, maybe some tweak 1 and this tweak 2, or these ones tweak 2 and this tweak 1, and these, of course, this maybe they can be smaller. Actually on edit mode. Let's reset here and reset here. So here didn't change the bone oh, actually it's parented, yeah, so regular stuff, no big deal, this works. Same here, we can, okay, also parent here and parent here. So again, so we can control the, although there's no inverse kinematics right now, we could make it with that other system. So okay, at least we have a tongue rig, folks, so it's very simple to pose. With motion paths, shouldn't be complicated to, yeah. And we could see what it does, like with so we could also see what it does if we try to, like, okay, let's say we don't want two splines, so instead we just delete all that and connect this there, and then of course we need to change the, I'm not gonna save this, of course, let's, unless it works well enough, but probably it will be weaker. So we want this target here. Alright, then here we need to reset this. Okay, so now we can, there's a problem of the wave painting, of course, but it's minor thing. If we check the wave paint for this is, yeah, it's lacking waves there, but it's not the end of the world. We can just go here and select this and like get this bone, wave paint this mask with maximum shift K, or even wave paint differently there if we want, and see what this single, yeah, you see this single spline already grants a lot of, yeah, but the spline is slightly, yeah, we have more power with two, so it's not very heavy, so, and we can get it to, yeah, we get more cool possibilities if you do that. So there you go, folks. So I believe this will be the tongue rig. Of course, the adjustment will be to make the fake I key here. Basically, it implies creating a mechanism, bendy bone splines, which will connect the whole system. But then this particular spline, is the way these bones in the middle relate to that, it's a bit tricky. I don't know exactly how to do it. It's a process that is a bit daunting. I'll be checking later before doing this. But we completed the tongue rig, folks. Very interesting, and made our experiment that we wanted there for the, but we couldn't complete certain control systems for it, and there is this problem of the stretching, which made us lose the I key stuff, how it was alright. So let's get this thing, where is the emoji for that? Oh, I found it here. So, and then retake muzzle ghost shrink wrap system multi-deforms. Okay, so I think I'm not gonna make in this because it's already late, and I'm trying to get my recover some things related to biological clock stuff, and let's just play a little with this and to see if you get any insight, because after all this creation process and experimentation, it's why not okay, I've just remembered something that would be cool to have, actually. Not, this is kinda urgent, folks, so it would be inspiring if I could focus on other things of the body, right? Not just the head, the mouth expressions. Yeah, there's just this one thing left for us to fix. Measure thing. Okay, this rotation is not. We need certainly to make better developments here, folks, otherwise it will be impossible to pose this character, right? Without the tweak muzzle or something there, we can't have proper we want to probably make these things more automated, so we can investigate how to make this thing better. Yeah, so there are many things in the body that are very wrong in this character, more likely relating to the deform rig. So because we kept it experimental for so long, and now we need to solve major problems that we already know the solution. Probably is just that we don't have the yes, so there's this rest positions is good for what we're intending, but we need more stuff. Now that I already know that we can actually, instead of having these horrible seams here, we can just use some 0.5 crease, I think, and take off this clear seam. This same thing here. Not sure that will be that will work artistically, but we can, yeah, we'll need to pose the character to here. Already see that it doesn't seem to make much difference. What if I yeah, this doesn't seem to do anything here. We cannot assess right now. And then here is about the deform rig. We need to check yeah, the next step will be the arms. Actually, yeah, the arms are all twisted after I've tried to adapt the bendy bones and the arm to that rest position. I have a complicated rig for the arms and legs, and so my next mission, besides the ghost mesh object for the muzzle, is to then go directly to solve this arm stuff. I have to detwist this arm to be not get this rotation where the biceps is more like upwards. It will be like a T-pose but more regular, like not that exactly that way, and that probably will help me solve the wild rotations that are not helping. So this said, folks, we are starting to get this character nearly some completion, because even if the mouth expression are not it will require more tweaking to get them all right. If she can already has some decent mouth expressions, there's a little variety, that is already good for animation, 3D animation, for some clips, for example. Same for the eyes. Yeah, the eyes rig is very well, but there are certain expressions that I would like to implement more, more exaggerations, besides the changing its rest position again. So this will be detailed stuff, right? So, but here there are critical things that we need to, yeah, some mesh here that is assessing those deforms here on after she suffered the experiment. And there is the hair that we were remodeling with curve and then convert to this method, and then we need to rig the hair. So the hair will be a big thing, a big game changer for the completion of this card. Then there's the cloth. She has some costume, but it's not good. I need to tweak that again on many ways, especially find some physics for the skirt. That's probably wiggle bones. Maybe they got some update at this point. Maybe I need to make a retake on that, a new take on that. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Losky. And we are going to be back tomorrow, I hope. And then the mount rigging, this series of the mount rigging, the last one of the lips actually, stylization, will be not complete, but we'll slow down because we'll be doing this as a bonus thing, right? Live stream this as a bonus thing. I'll focus on things that at this point might be much more interesting than stylization for people around, especially after we got the big picture right functioning. So that's it, folks. Happy blending. Take care. Happy week. Have a nice weekend, and see you again tomorrow or still today, depending on our time. See ya, folks.